Hello, everyone. If today's headlines about the war in Ukraine seem familiar, it's because they very much are. You are not wrong. This had all happened before. Russia offered a peace plan. They offered it to Trump. Trump, in his hurry to claim that he ended the war in Ukraine, accepted it, whereas it should have been unacceptable. And now we are on to the next phase where someone from US is going to go and kiss Putin's ass again. And the lucky winner is yet again Steve Witkoff. So to me, this whole thing is a classic definition of insanity. Doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Russia is now complaining that they haven't received the initial US peace proposal. They have seen a copy. I mean, this is all bullshit. This is all just more stalling for time and trying to dodge the sanctions. Well, that's a cute way to put it. Russia cautious on peace prospects. You fucking should be cautious on peace prospects because over the last 4 years, you have done everything possible to ruin your relationship with Ukraine. And nobody there is interested in what you want to say because you're invading the country and murdering civilians. So yeah, you should be cautious about the peace process. And yeah, Putin will continue saying things and so on. But again, none of this means anything. Because notice the subtitle there. Putin also repeated his demand for the international community to recognize Russian gains in Ukraine. They're not gains. They're invaded territory. Russia has no right to this territory. They have violated prior agreements to leave Ukraine the hell alone. And once again, had international community gotten together and agreed this is a threat and we need to respond to it as such, Russia wouldn't have lasted a week. And again, we're getting no specifics other than what we have already known. And Putin had reiterated that once Ukrainian troops withdraw from their positions in key areas, translation, surrender, then the fighting will stop. But if they do not, then Russian forces will achieve their objectives by force. Explain to me again how that is peace. How that is coming from somebody who supports peace. Surrender, and then maybe I will stop pounding you, and if you don't, I'm going to keep pounding you. Yeah. And he's also suggesting that Ukrainian leadership is illegitimate and therefore not in position to sign any peace deal. Fine, that we're not going to sign your fucking peace deal. After all, we're legitimate. Well, fuck you too. Not surprisingly, Trump had defended Witkoff after the leak of those transcripts in which Witkoff had schooled Russian representatives into how to appease Trump. Trump said that this was a standard process. No, dude. That is not a standard process. That is not how that works. This is not transparency. This is not what a deal maker does. This is treason. Your representative telling a country currently invading another country how to sway your policy is treason. I'd like to also remind to everyone that Trump has never been to Ukraine. Witkoff has never been to Ukraine. So they're doing all this wheeling and dealing behind Ukraine's back, determining the future of Ukraine as a country, the future of Ukrainian people, having never once been there. How is that okay? There were other representatives from the United States who have been there, and you don't hear much from them. I had no great love for Keith Kellogg, but at least he's been there several times. He had a chance to experience the war on the ground. These guys? I think they should go together. But no, it's a lot more fun for Witkoff to go and kiss up to Putin. Well, at least other countries are doing something to demonstrate that they're not interested in kissing up to Russia. Finland had detained a man who is suspected of illegal entry from Russia. And remember, Finland has an eastern border with Russia, and Finland had lost territory to Russia in the past. So they have no great love for Russia. And they now treat anybody who enters from that direction with suspicion, which they should. And this one's fun. The Danish government had set up a night watch, referring to Game of Thrones. They're using it not to hold out the wildlings and the White Walkers, but to monitor Donald Trump's pronouncements about Greenland. It starts at 5 p.m. every day, and 7 a.m. next morning, a report is produced and distributed around the Danish government and various relevant departments what was said and took place. I hope this pisses Trump off. I hope he throws some ketchup over this. And good job, Denmark. And again, to conclude, the war still continues. Once again, I had a situation where I knew there were strikes against my native city of Zaporizhzhya, and I couldn't find my parents. It took about 12 hours for me to finally connect with them. Russian drone hit a Ukrainian university dorm. That's the dorm of the university that I went to in Zaporizhzhya. And the attack was at night, and the dorm was full of people. As the result, at least 19 people were wounded. And these are the photographs taken on the ground in Zaporizhzhya shortly after the attacks. These were somebody's homes. Somebody lived there. Somebody owned that car. Over there on the left, somebody's in the ambulance. Why are you defending this being done to Ukraine? Is a question I very much want to ask certain people. More to come.